Hey, what's up, y'all? And welcome to another episode of the Powe. We appreciate y'all being here with us today. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us, and we don't take that lightly.
No.
We appreciate it, man. I also want to take time out to thank God for allowing us to have this platform to share, our life's experiences with y'all. And I pray that y'all can get something from it, that can help y'all, and I pray that y'all continue to be with us during this journey, man. Like, it's going to be a great journey, It's a great thing for me and my wife. You got anything you want to add in, babe?
Yes, make sure to also subscribe, like, comment, and share. And even if this isn't like your thing, like, you don't know who it can help. It's somebody out here who needs this, because I know that we definitely could have used some stuff like this too in our lives. So be sure to make sure to share it with people. And yeah, we more so talk about just marriage, relationships in general. You don't have to be married. Relationships, parenthood, and, just life in general. So thank you for taking this ride with us.
Yeah, man. Come and get y'all spill for the day, y'all Sunday spill of the day. We're going to hop right into it. We got a juicy topic for y'all today. And we're going to be talking about whether it's possible to remain friends with somebody of the opposite sex when you're in a relationship or trying to build a relationship. So I'm going to first, start talking a little bit about myself. I'm an extreme extrovert. My wife will tell you, I love hanging out with friends. I love meeting new people. I'm just a social butterfly, and I've always been like that, And I guess before I met her, I had a lot of female friends, and I had male friends, different ethnicities. You name that a type of friend, I probably had them as a friend. But
that's true.
What about you?
I have had male friends. But I don't take that term lightly. Like, I'm not just like a social butterfly. Like, I take that term friend very serious. So, he says that he had all these friends and stuff, but majority of them were associates, I will say. But yeah, I did have male friends. So, but I kept them at a distance.
You kept all of them at a distance. You didn't keep me that far. Well, yeah, you did too.
Sure did.
Yes, you did too. And I guess I'm going to go into my point of, honestly, when you first, meeting somebody and you starting to date them, though, I don't feel like you should have to stop hanging out with your friends or cut your friends off because you just, you dating somebody. I don't feel like that's right. Matter of fact, I had a friend that was like that. She would go ghost every time she get in a relationship. You don't hear nothing from her. You hit her up. She always was too busy or whatever.
She trying to do right by her man.
Men, not man, men. Every couple months she had a new man. And then when stuff ain't go right here, she want to come running back to us talking about, oh, what's up, y'all? She never left. As if she been talking to us every single day.
But hey, that's what friends are for, right? Or is it?
Nah, that's why she ain't my friend no more. That's exactly why she ain't my friend no more, man.
Really shallow.
Yeah, man. So, I ain't with that either. But I will say this, let me ask you this. Do you feel like as a relationship gets more serious, is it possible to, keep your friends of the opposite, especially the opposite sex? Do you feel like it's possible?
Yeah, I think anything is possible, right? Anything. But I think that it's important for you to be able to create those boundaries and set them up front. When you're in a relationship, things are about to change. So those boundaries are, it'll save your friendships and relationships if it's done correctly in the right way.
Okay. So if you creating boundaries, what type of boundaries are you talking? How do you create boundaries?
First off, you have to make sure that your significant other is comfortable with your friendship. So, that can be you bringing them around so that they can see and witness how you interact with your friend. Ain't nothing better than you being able to sit back and observe it yourself. Because, hey, you can tell me anything, but hey, if I saw with my two eyes something that was totally different and I saw Kiki or whoever, Tasha, hand on you too much and, all on you and laughing and all this stuff, then I don't care what you say, something ain't right.
I mean, some people though, you got some people that's just paranoid, man, and scarred from their previous relationships as well. So they might see a little tight light gesture or something, or that just might be how you interact with some of your friends. I'm not saying like in a flirtatious way, but like how y'all be joking and geeking with each other.
What they say, period. Nah, I ain't going for that. Ain't no touching and all this kind of stuff.
When I say touching, I don't mean like, yeah, yes, I don't mean like that. I mean like in a jokingly manner, because that y'all might have grew up together. That might just be how y'all interact with each other. Like,
well, cut that off. So cut that off. I'm not gonna say that for everybody, but I'm talking about for me and mine. It's hard for me to just think about everybody else. I'm kind of going back to what I like and what I don't like. So, I mean, I think that it is, you have to just, let's talk about the trust issues, because some people they won't see. They just don't want you to be with nobody. It's just like, nah, that ain't your friend, but because they're dealing with trust issues. And I can say, like, I have dealt with trust issues. But being with someone like him, he has made me feel like secure in the relationship, where I'm not like so paranoid and that type of thing. And I think that that's very important for somebody to be able to do that for you. So you won't be like, oh my gosh, I'm so paranoid or whatever. But sometimes it don't work. And if you're not that type of person who feels responsible to kind of help that person get through that, or feel like you got to kind of reassure that person that ain't nothing going on, because some people get tired of that, and you just be like, all right, this might just be too much work for you. This might not be the person for you.
Right, true. I mean, what do you do when, like, okay, you dating somebody and you do have somebody that truly is your friend, like, you know what I mean, and they just can't accept that, like you ain't never crossed no lines with them, and it ain't nothing there, but that person just can't get with that friend.
And don't force friendships. I just feel like if everybody ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea, like, you might think that the world of this friend. I mean, they have been there for you, but sometimes personalities just don't click. And so I'm not one to like force it, like, oh gosh, this is my significant other and this is my friend. Like, y'all gotta be friends. No, you don't. Right. That's your friend. I mean, you can't force a friendship on somebody. If it happens naturally.
But I mean, I guess what you saying though is like, don't force. Like, if I got a friend, don't try to force me to be their friend. But you're not basically saying that like you wouldn't be cool with that the person you talking to still being friends with that person. That's what you basically saying. Because the context I'm speaking of it in is if you got a friend and that person just don't like them, like, and you left with an ultimatum, like, well if you want to hang out with your friend, like, this ain't gonna work.
Well, like, you gotta choose. If your friendship outweighs that relationship, then you really do just gotta choose. Like, hey, man, I don't know, but just know if you do that and that person is just like that with everybody you bring around, like if you got multiple friends of the opposite sex, just know that person, something might not be
might have some
right.
Insecurities, man.
Yeah, some serious insecurities. And don't think that, you try to pacify that. Like, okay, like, well, I'm not going to hang out with this friend. I'm going to just throw this friend away. Like, it's just going to get worse.
Right, because, like, my thing is this, like, you got to be courteous. You got to be mindful of this, too. Like, people date all the time and get in relationships all the time. So, like, the last thing you want to do is throw away a really good friendship for somebody that you talking to that you don't even know if it's going to work out or y'all going to be together in the future. So that's why I said, like, that's part of the reason why I feel like you shouldn't have to completely throw out your friendships. And unless you get into the point where all right, we've been together for a while, and I'm going to marry this person. Those things already, But then also on the other side of it, your friend if they're a real friend, they should be understanding of what that you in a relationship now. Right. And that if, like me being a male and she knows she a female, like she got to know too.
There's a shift about to happen. Like, like, Nah, you ain't gonna be first honey no more.
All right, like so that goes into another thing with like making the person you talk to feel comfortable. Time, man, like you have to be courteous of that. Like it's okay to have friends, but you really have to be mindful about how much time you spending with that friend. You know, how much phone time you got with that friend. Because what you're saying, babe, about recreational?
Activities lead to romance relationships. I mean, hey, how you think we got to where we at right now? I mean, we was having fun, we was talking on the phone, and doing stuff, and then those feelings start coming out more and more. So, you know, you do have to be very cautious of the time that you putting in. It's because it's just natural. Like if you spending all this time with somebody and, you know, they getting to see all sides of you, and then you're going to start falling for them.
You start liking them. Yeah, you start liking them. And I mean, I feel like some people be like, well, no, I got friends that I can hang out with every day and talk to every day, and there ain't nothing there. But it's just like, you don't know for sure. Like, we always like to feel like we got stuff under control. Like, even with me, like, I could have a female friend. And I feel like, man, I got this under control. I ain't gonna never be messing with that person. But you just don't know when you get in situations, man, and the devil start attacking your relationship. It's just natural for you to be running to your friend to tell them all your problems and everything. Right. And that can be dangerous.
Right. And then what was the statistic of like 54% of in relationships that people cheat with someone that they're close to,
know very well.
So I mean,
so what does that tell you? It's a high percentage chance that when you're in a vulnerable state, man, and that attack, the devil start attacking what you got or what you trying to build, man, it's really easy to get that temptation inside, man, and those thoughts like, man, this person really been here for me, and talking about your friend, and you start feeling a little something inside, little butterflies. But we'll get to that. Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk more about that. Mm-hmm. So you got anything you want to add to that?
No, I just want to say, be just and be cautious of sharing all of your relationship issues, because I mean it's natural. If you were friends with this person before, you got into a relationship, it's natural for you, if you to run and tell them man, I don't know, we going through this or whatever now. But don't do that. Learn to talk to the person that you're with about those issues. Learn to have those hard conversations up front, because look, a lot of times people just be, a little, I don't want to cause no trouble or have conflict or whatever. But no, learn to have those, grow up and learn how to communicate your feelings and talk to the person that you're with. Because it's easy to, run
to your friends or your comfortable place of somebody that you're
so used to, your comfort zone.
Yeah, your comfort zone. So the whole point of you being in a relationship is to build it. And the best way to build it is to create that trust and that bond, and to be able to have those hard conversations with your significant other. So I feel like it's very important that you are very transparent with your significant other about everything, about even the things that you don't feel comfortable possibly telling them yet. You be surprised their response sometimes. Sometimes we so quick to try and predict what we think somebody might say or how they might take it. I know I have, and that's why, I'll be real, it was hard for me, to share some stuff or open up some to my wife about certain things, because my wife, she a tough little cookie. So, I ain't want no problems in the house. You be trying to avoid problems. And sometimes, you trying to skip around the bush and avoid those problems lead to bigger problems. So you have
yes,
to.
It do. Yes, it
for real. So you have to, it's very important to communicate, man, and talk.
And and going back, like, it's natural for you. Don't be, if you got that friendship, don't be that person shoulder that they always lean on. Like when they going through stuff, like it's, because then it's like, oh, I'm gonna always run to and call. They always gonna be calling you and that type of thing. But and that just don't, that don't mesh well when you're in a relationship. So if your friend is always going through something and you're in a relationship, hand them a tissue and tell them, it's going to be okay. But you can't keep running to me, boo-boo, because, I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to be your shoulder to cry on at night. If you're going through something at 2 o'clock in the morning, no, you better grab a box of Kleenex, go up to Walmart, wherever, CVS, wherever you got to go, and get you some tissues and handle it on your own. Because don't nobody want you calling their significant other at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that leads to mistrust. That leads to bigger problems. And here's another thing, man. Like, this is my next point. Don't be in denial either. Like, when you got a friend and everybody know that feeling you get sometimes. Like, if you got a friend and you ever start getting them little butterflies when you talk to them, or that excitement in you to talk to them, then it might be a little more there.
What you mean by the excitement, though? Can you kind of, what you mean? You just happy to hear from them, or you just happy
like if you ever at a point where you happier to talk to your friend than your significant other, then that's a problem, bro.
Maybe you were the wrong person.
Or maybe you were the wrong person. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just saying, don't be in denial. Keep it 100, man. Keeping it 100 will take you a lot further than being phony and fake and trying to, hide things.
Right,
like put it out, lay it on the table.
Right. If you around and like that friend is calling, don't be like, oh, I'll call them back later. Or, you find yourself calling them on the way to work when your significant other ain't around. That's just leading you downhill real quick, because women, we find out everything, okay?
And especially her. She a detective, boy.
Yes.
I done caught it before.
Yes.
So trust me, she ain't nobody you want to play with that. You think you deleted something. She like the Microsoft Windows undo button. Like, you be like, dang, I thought I permanently deleted that, and she done found a way to undo it anyway. And she laughing because she know it's true.
It's the truth. I mean, I have really been like set free and delivered from that, because I told you, I did have like trust issues, but like sometimes you get that intuition, man. Women don't that intuition be right majority of the time. And I remember I just would be fighting like, no, I ain't gonna go through his phone, and then I just be like, I'm going through it. And then I remember that time that you was
sleep. Oh my goodness. Were we in college then still? No, I was asleep and I woke up and she was trying to take my thumb and put it on the phone to unlock it. That was before we had face recognition, y'all. You had the little circle, little button on the iPhone. Man, I woke up and she had my hand like this. Trying to unlock the phone. You did have some serious mistrust issues.
Woo,
I will say this, though. Hot. Like, she's grown up a lot from that, y'all. Like, we've grown a lot from that.
Yes.
But it's because we've learned to talk to each other and communicate and make each other feel comfortable. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, mistrust is a very dangerous thing when you in a marriage or in a relationship. It can make your life miserable. I mean, not to put nobody out there, but remember you was telling me about the coworker you had and his whole situation with his wife and how what happened? Like, can you?
I can't remember exactly what happened.
But like you was telling me like some stuff in the past and she couldn't let it go, like or something like that.
And then she kept just bringing it up over and over and over again. So like that will like once you don't trust, once you get to that point where you just feel like you don't trust somebody and you don't feel like you can ever trust them, it might just be time to kind of let it go. Like I'm not like encouraging that. Like I'm not doing any of that, because you can be healed and delivered from that. Like don't ever think that
nothing's
everything
insurmountable.
Right, nothing. Like God can erase that from your mind or whatever. But don't just in the beginning or whatever. I think it's important for you to confront like the uncomfortable. Like have those hard conversations up front. If you dating somebody, like go ahead and have those hard conversations. Like don't say, oh well, I'm gonna just wait like and tiptoe around this until we get into the marriage or whatever. Nah, go ahead and do that now. Practice, because hey, a lot of other things are gonna come out when you get married or to that individual. Like it don't stop.
Right, and that's it goes all back to honesty, man. Like even if let's be real, like a lot of people don't like talking about it, but sex, like if you sexually unpleased with the person you with, you gotta let them know. I'm gonna say your wife, because you need to be married.
Yes, you need to be married. Okay,
you need to be married, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, all of that matters. You need to talk to that person about it, and you can't expect things to improve if you're not being open. People are not mind readers. No. Like that's what I always say.
And let me tell you something. I had a problem with that. Like I'll be like all pissed off or whatever with him, and like I didn't. I guess like the way I grew up, like we didn't really kind of just like voice our opinions in a way. Like we kind of just dealt with it, and then we just kind of got over it. So like I had to kind of use my words with him. Like I had to learn how to like, okay, like I'm around the house stumping mad. He don't even know what's wrong with me. I ain't even told him what the issue was or whatever. So it's just like, okay, Krishon, he can't read your mind. But I'm like in my mind, like, oh my gosh, he don't get it yet. He don't understand now what I don't like. But then it's like, no. If he don't, he don't. So I had to learn how to use my words and to communicate with him.
Yeah, man. Like, you got to use those words. So, I mean, I guess all this to say this, yes, it is possible, I think, to still have friends of the opposite sex. We're not speaking for everybody's situation. Like, with me, I got friends of opposite sex, but I keep it at a distance, man. Like, we not on the phone with each other every single day, because the reality of it is
life changes.
Like, you shouldn't have that time anyway to talk to them. We got kids now. We got a 1-year-old. We got a newborn. I'm running a pest control business and still trying to do music and this, and have time for my family and wife. So, like, you shouldn't have a whole lot of time in between to be ranting off and talking to friends all the time.
And with those good friends, those ones who really do mean you well, you have to really understand that, just because we may not talk as much, that doesn't mean that there's any like love lost. We just at different places in our lives and that type of thing. So it's like you have to be able to adjust to. It's not like, oh, I'm cutting you off or I don't mess with you no more. I like have friends like, and I'm talking about same sex friends because I don't really have any male friends like that. But that I haven't talked to them in months, but I still think like that's my friend. Like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't mean that that just because you don't talk to that person or whatever, life happens or whatever, And if you really are a true friend of the opposite sex, you'll understand that transition of your friend and respect their relationship.
That's it. It just all comes down to respecting each other's boundaries and where they are. Like, don't be crossing the line, man, as a friend.
As a friend. That's what I was just about to say. As a friend, you gotta be like, you might get those feelings like, oh my gosh, well, they ain't paying me no attention no more. But no, be real with yourself and respect your friend. And if you really care about your friend, you'll understand that they're in a relationship now and that, that's the person that they want to be with. So you gotta kind of fall back,
Right. I know I'm jumping backwards, but I want to ask you this, like if you got friends of opposite sex, like, do you feel like you could stomach like your man going like hanging, like going on a trip with that person or something?
Oh no, it's a no for me, dog.
Because we was watching when isn't that what the couple said? Like we was watching something else where a couple said, yeah, like I'm so comfortable with they best friend or whatever that, they could go stay the night over their house or
it's
go
a no, dog. No, not happening. I mean, that's just a way for temptation to kind of creep in.
I feel like you shouldn't, don't
put yourself in that predicament.
Yeah, don't put yourself in predicaments where because come on, like we know, bruh. Like, when you putting yourself in a predicament, or at least I do. I know when I'm putting myself in a dangerous situation. And like even the times where I feel like I got it under control, yeah, majority of the time I might have had it under control. But what about that one time it loses control?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you wake up like, dang, what have I done? Is it worth throwing it away, everything you're building or have built with?
It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to speak on this topic. I mean, I don't know if you got any more you want to add on to it.
No, and I just want to say that, like, you know, what may work for us may be different for you and yours. You know what I mean? So we're not just saying, like, this is the blueprint, but this is how it goes down in our household.
Right.
And it works for us, and it has been working for us. So, you know, I hope that you get something from this, and we hope that we can help you. And if you know, hey, if you start seeing them female friends or male friends start to fade away, then maybe they really ain't your friend. Maybe they wanted something more. So, yeah, it is possible. Be sure to create those boundaries. Be straight up. Have those hard conversations up front. Don't be just assuming that people can read your minds. And just, you know.
Keep it 100. That's it. That's all you got to do,
keep it 100.
Man. Keep it 100.
But some people be trying to keep it 98. Nah, keep it 100.
Keep it 100, man. 100 is always the best way to go. I'm trying to tell you. With anything, I feel like.
Anything in life.
Anything in life. So, all that to say, man, we appreciate y'all joining us once again on the Powe series, man. This was y'all spill for today. Make sure y'all tune in next Sunday. You know, we got more juicy topics for y'all.
Right. And let us know in the comment section. I'm just interested to know, like, what other people think about, like, having friends of the opposite sex. Because, like I said, everybody's different. So let us know, like, what you think and your thoughts. And, you know, what if you've had any situations, you know, how did you handle it?
Right. And if y'all got any topics y'all want us to hit on, let us know. You know, drop that comment. DM us, whatever. We here for y'all. And we love y'all.
Love you. See ya. Peace.
See y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.